Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today let's continue with the 3 months predictions for girl groups. Today is going to be AESPA turn, so I'm going to read for them. So yes, let's start with the tarot cards that they got. They got the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress, the Five of Swords, the Moon, the Four of Swords. And then the card from the Oracle of Energies, they got the card of Anxiety. And I don't know if many of you are like following the all the groups that I have been reading so far for this week. And there are a lot of cards that are coming out like repeatedly. And it doesn't mean that I do not shuffle well the deck. I do. But I also want to like to explain why these cards keep coming out, even for different groups or people. Sometimes the deck it's very clever in that way. It's a mystery actually. I think I first, when I started doing readings, I was like, oh my god, maybe I didn't shuffle well. And no, and then later with experience, I learned that the cards have their own language. And it's not a coincidence that these people, that they work in the same industry, in a very similar environment, and that they have something in common is that they are all females, that the same cards can keep coming out, and as repeatedly as they come out, the stronger the meaning. It's in a sense that it has a message to deliver, and that you should pay attention to it, and resist the temptation of, oh, I'm going to reshuffle, or I'm going to start all over to see if I get a different result. It had happened to me in the past. I wanted to reshuffle, or I was like, oh, maybe this is not the deck. But then I learned to follow the signs, and to not resist the message, because it's not that the meaning it's negative. There's no negative interpretation in tarot. Everything appears for a reason, and the cards have a very deep and meaningful message. So when you are a reader, you have to let the ego aside, and being like, okay, I need to be more mindful, and I need to be more present, and I need to take the message as it appears. So yes, this is a part of me ranting actually, but I know that there are people that follow my readings, and they do learn from my readings about the tarot. So I wanted to share my experience with them. So starting off with the course with the Ten of Pentacles, and the Empress next. Definitely it's telling me that they are finishing this year feeling very prosperous and feeling really successful. I hope that this actually can be reflected in their bank accounts, or in their wallets. I really hope so. But I think that, the Ten of Pentacles, it's about abundance, and it's about prosperity, but it's a bigger meaning. It's the kind of abundance that you share with others. It's when you feel so whole inside, because you have your loved ones support, and because you feel that you're going through a very successful time in your life, but you have someone to share it with. And probably this also talks about teamwork, and about appreciating every single person that contributed to your success. That the Ten of Pentacles, it's like a family card, and it's at the same time a card that talks about community. So it means that if you are successful today, it's because of all the effort of a lot of people. It's not an individual achievement. So I think that these girls definitely are enjoying are enjoying their popularity, are enjoying the results. I think that the results are very positive, and they also are turning into the Empress card came out yesterday for ETC members. And the Empress is a card that talks about femininity, the divine feminine, the sacred feminine. It's about you enjoying being a female and being a creator, being this sort of image of nurturing, of you being very abundant, but because you connect with the power of being a female, and this is very important because sometimes I do feel that a femininity or the female energy in K-pop, sometimes it seems a bit like restricted, or maybe that they do get some kind of backlash every once in a while, and they have this need to protect themselves. And I think that what they are showing me here, the cards, is that they also face the same insecurities and anxiety as the other groups, because the oracle card, the last one that came out, it's the card of anxiety. That this card also came out for another group. So definitely here is showing me again that being a female and it doesn't matter how successful or how abundant you are, somehow this anxiety follows you. And I think that it also has to do with the way people deliver news, or probably these girls are very sensitive, they are very delicate in a way, and it seems like there's always like it seems like they cannot fully enjoy their success because something happens. So there's this anxiety that they got here, the card that they got here of anxiety. It's like the reflection of when you are really successful and your fears start to rise or starts to appear out of nowhere and with a very strong presence, because I think it's the fear of messing up, it's the fear of saying or doing something wrong. And you know that here we also have the Five of Swords, the Moon, and the Four of Swords. So definitely also cards of communication. So when I yesterday I read for ITZY, and I did talk about that it would be important for the girls to not try to not talk too much, like try to not give their opinions too much on the internet, because there's a huge possibility of them being misunderstood. And I think that here for AESPA is the same. I think that they had dealt with this in the past, and I think that it doesn't matter how big they are, it doesn't matter how popular they are, because actually the result of their work it's very successful, and I believe it's going to keep this way. But somehow there's something about the fear of doing something wrong, and there's this fear that somehow doesn't allow them to fully celebrate what they had accomplished. I think that every time they have to face an audience, not the audience, it's more about the public perception. Since we have a lot of swords here, probably they do get a lot of messages, or they do get like a lot of comments that it's not easy for them to let go of this. This is why it causes anxiety, and there's this fear of messing up because the moon is here. So the moon is here because if you mix it with anxiety, is when you fear that you will be exposed because of something, so it's like if you're happy, you will be criticized. If you're down, you will be criticized. So it is this insecurity of this, almost like it causes them insomnia, it causes them like a lot of worries. Even though they are flawless, they try to look their best. I think that one of the things that I can see definitely here from ESPA energy is that they are very beautiful females, and at the same time that they are surrounded by beautiful things. I don't know much about them, but I think that their company can have like a lot of not so well management, but in the case of these girls, I think that they are very well taken care of, and that there's something about good quality, or probably like good taste, when it comes to how they want to represent the girls, when it comes to choosing their outfits, or probably the stylist. There's something, very very elegant and very impactful in how to promote their beauty, and I think that this is great because actually, sometimes some idols do get some wardrobes or some outfits that are a bit embarrassing, or are a bit, you see the idol being really uncomfortable wearing it. But in this case, I think that these girls are very well taken care of. I hope that they continue like this, because actually I think that, I don't know why, but I feel like when you see them in person, or probably when the cameras are on them, it's really satisfying to see them, because they exude this attractiveness and this femininity. So yes, I think that they definitely need a break. So I don't know if maybe after this year it's over, and the next 2 months, actually, probably they will take a few days, or probably they will be a bit on, I wouldn't say hiatus, but they will be a bit like out of the picture, because they need to rest. I think that, I don't know, I know that they had worked a lot this year, but definitely finishing with the Four of Swords, it's all about resting, and it's all about slowing down. And it's because I feel like everything is happening very fast for these girls. Like fame, the consequences of fame, the pressure of keeping up. So I think that they definitely need a moment. They need a pause. They need to rest. This is why anxiety is here. But I think that if they do have some kind of rest, they will feel a bit anxious, because these are girls that they want to take opportunities as they get, so probably it will be one of them, like two resting and one of them doing individual activities. So because I think that there's one of them in particular that is very restless. I think that this anxiety and this fear is affecting this person, and I think that it's not the whole group. It's one person or two people, two members in particular that had been through a lot, and they have this fear that even though they do the appearances and they do perform as people, as individuals, there's an instability, there's a sense of being really hurt, or like being a bit paranoid, like, okay, what if I mess up? What if I say something wrong? So there's also here, I think that what actually what is causing this anxiety is actually, and I don't think that it's just because of ESPA. I think that it's about all idols in general. That is like this fear of, okay, I'm not going to be myself anymore, or I'm not going to show myself, because I will get a backlash, or I will get criticized because of this. So I shouldn't let myself get that comfortable around people, or I shouldn't let myself like get too comfortable like speaking my mind. There's something about that is the result of, it's like when you are all the time being told that you do not do anything right. So it's like you feel like questioned all the time. You feel like there's always someone judging you. There's always someone waiting for you to actually to mess up. And I think that this is something that actually one of the girls, or probably two, do feel like okay, like what do we do? What's the right thing to say? So I think that the right thing to do actually would be to take a bit of a moment to rest, because I think that they need to be off exposure for a bit. Um, I'm not saying like for too long, but they do need time to regenerate their energy, because I think that there are some emotions, there are some feelings, there are some insecurities, or some emotional baggage that hasn't been dealt with before. Yet, not before. I mean, that it's like unsolved business, and it doesn't have to do with them paying some kind of debt. It has to do with them taking a break, a break from exposure. I don't know exactly what this is talking about, but I think that someone needs to step out of the spotlight, because I don't know, maybe if something happened and they were forced to keep going, to keep acting or to keep presenting themselves, doing as if nothing happened. And I think that this, not having a moment to make a pause, actually is what is causing this person to not be able to let go, to let go of feeling inadequate, of feeling like they made a mistake, like I feel like this person judges herself a lot, and she tries to hide it because she knows that they got things to do, they have events to attend to, they have a lot of important things. And this is something very personal, this is something about being human. This doesn't affect the group's popularity actually, but this is talking to me about someone not being not knowing how to deal with their own emotions, and if you add pressure to that, this person needs a rest. And they will get it. They will get a moment. I'm not saying that it's going to be 2 months of rest. No, probably a few days. And this rest, it's also going to coincide, is going to be at the same time of then preparing for something new, probably for a new stage or a new comeback or a new era. So, finally they're going to have a moment to do a pause. And because I know people, I know that people worry. I just want to say that you shouldn't worry about what I'm saying about this person dealing with anxiety and being fearful, because actually this is part of being human, and this is part of someone being real with their emotions. This is why the cards are showing me this. They are showing me that there's a very public side of them, that they are shown in this very bright light, and that they definitely are very successful and they are going to continue to have that success. But behind all of those, there's someone who is dealing with guilt, with feelings of guilt, with feelings of not feeling adequate, of fear of messing up, and the fear of messing up, I think that it's also in every public figure. It could be an athlete, it could be an actor, it could be a singer. It's like, and if we talk about K-pop, It's not a coincidence that the card of anxiety came up for a few people, because there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure that society, that everyone that is watching somehow put on these idols. So it's normal that they do hear, they do read, they do find out that they are being talked about, and that sometimes those comments are not very nice. And like I mentioned in other readings, I don't think these haters are going to stop. And I think that they will get more intense next year. Um, and, with all these groups coming up, and I'm going to be honest here. I think that definitely the main attack here is girl groups, because I see it. I see it actually now that I'm doing this week for girl groups. I see a lot of hate coming to these females, and I see them like really trying to hold their head high, and acting like royals, or acting like they do love themselves. But sometimes it's very tiring to pretend like you are unaffected by someone's comments, especially when they do not stop. So this is why I think that we should be understanding, and not being on this mode of, oh, someone has to save her. No one can save anyone from, if you're going through a very personal moment where you do not trust yourself, the journey that you have to transit to heal, to healing, it's very personal. So I think that this person with the proper rest, she's going to be okay. She or them, because I feel like it's two people, not one. But they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. And this is what I'm saying, that they started with the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress. So definitely this is not something that you will probably see of them when you see them, or when you see them on camera, because they are very well taken care of, and they do have a sort of like a good, like they have the ability, they're very resilient, so they do have the ability to put on a certain mask to not let the others see their vulnerability. Even though they can have moments of vulnerability, they will not show it on camera. So you will definitely will see them glowing, will see them shining, will see them winning awards. They will be flawless. But yes, the cards wanted me to know that there's a bit of anxiety, there's a bit of fears, but they need to rest. This is the reality, and they will get it. So it's a very positive reading. So let's support them. And every time you see someone like being mean to these people, not only AESPA, to any girl group, even though if you do not stand them, just like a female yourself, like be a better person, and be like, okay, or report the comment, or just don't contribute to those. Also, don't engage. Let's fight these people that definitely are always waiting for someone to criticize, and I think that females definitely do suffer the most this. Of course, that male idols do suffer as well. I'm not diminishing they do have struggles as well, but they also have like a stronger system of support when it comes to their fans. And probably, the girl groups have a system of support, but they are not that many. So even though we do not stand the group, let's share positivity. And let's not give those people that are mean a moment. Let's not give them the protagonism that they are looking for online, that they do not have it in their real lives. So yes, guys, this is all I wanted to say. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you're a fan of them, I would love to hear from you, from your feedback, because I do not know much about the course, so I would like to learn more about them. So yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.